Okay, hi, I'm Dylan. Today we're going to do some Yokmani, which is a Thai dessert. It's a Thai dessert made of tapioca pearls, which are very small tapioca starch, with pandanus, the Grate, which is this leaf here, and coconut. It's really simple and it's a great way to finish a Thai meal, just a snack to help ease the palate and deal with all that heat. So we're going to start by boiling our tapioca. So the tapioca just takes some hot water, boiling, just rain it in nice and slowly so that it mixes well. Don't put too much in because the water might get a bit gluggy. And then just let it simmer. You want it to simmer for about 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes until it's sook. It still should have a little white dot in the middle like a pasta. So we'll do that. While we're doing that, we're going to grate some teenage coconut. So take the knife. Okay. You can keep this liquid if you like, but it's not really necessary. So just grate the coconut. You want it to have nice strands. So if you take it like this, it's too thick, you're not going to be able to coat the tapioca. So you want it nice and thin, so something more like this. It's much easier to use and it's going to be much more pleasant when you eat it. So you just grate away until you've got a nice amount. You want to be able to cover your tapioca later. Okay. So we're just going to put this, what we've grated, on a tray, so when we use it later we can roll the tapioca in there. Okay, the next thing we have to do is our Grate or our pandanus leaf. So this has just been rinsed and we just want to fold it and we're going to cut it just so that we can put it in the blender. You don't have to make it really fine, you just want to cut it as small or as large as you like, just so you can fit it in the blender. So we place this in the blender and we have just a little bit of water. You just want enough water to be able to cover it so that when you blend it, it facilitates the blending and the colour comes out. So just pop it in the blender and we want to blend it quite a lot because you want all that lovely green colour to come out. So I'm nice and high. Okay, so then we've blended it. We just want to make sure we strain it well. If you've got some muslin cloth or cheesecloth, that's even better because you don't want any of the small green parts in your liquid. So just strain that out. Let it sit, and we just literally want the liquid. So this part inside, you can use it later if you want to use a smoke mix or something like that, or you can just throw it out, no problem at all. Okay, so you can see that the tapioca now, it's sort of cooked through, but it's still got the white speck in the middle. That's what you want because we are going to cook it further. So at this stage now, we just want to strain it. So I'm going to take it over the sink, I'm going to strain it, but do not rinse it like you would sometimes a pasta or anything like that. We want to keep that starch in there so that when we put it in the fridge and let it outside, it will just sit and it'll ball up by itself so that when we want to use it later, it'll mold. Okay, so once it's strained, we want to put it back in the same pot and we want to bring it up to the simmer again. It's going to be nice and gluggy like a rice porridge. So, and we want to stir it, but don't want to stir too much. You don't want to break it up. So we're going to pour it in until you achieve the right colour. Can't really pour too much in because if you put too much in, you just boil it again and the water will evaporate. So you can see it's a nice bright green colour. It's what you're after. And those white dots have almost disappeared. You've got a few left in there, but not a great deal. Okay, at this stage now we're going to start seasoning it. So we're going to add a pinch of salt, just a nice sea salt. So just a pinch of salt. Thai desserts often have a savoury element to them, not just sweetness. So the salt helps there. Let that dissolve. And then the sugar, just a white sugar is best because you don't want any colour. If you add a palm sugar, it's going to sort of discolour this lovely green colour that we have. So just rain in about a tablespoon of that. This will also make it a lot brighter. It'll enhance the colour, the sugar. And then we just want to tear it out into something that's, it's going to cool down in because you don't want to work with it while it's super hot. Look at the colour. You can see the tapioca's cooked. Okay, so you've left it to the side. It's probably good to prepare it before your dinner and then come back right at the end. And then all you have to do, once it's cooled down, is just take spoonfuls out. See, it's sort of stuck together like that. And just place it in the coconut. Sprinkle so the coconut's completely covering it. You've got to be gentle with it because it's going to fall apart a little bit. But it's really simple, but really quite delicious too. And it looks quite spectacular too on a plate. Especially if you have some nice coloured plates at home, you can really do a contrast in colour. And that is pretty simple, but it's Yokmani. So there you go.